Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where today we are taking a first look at the Marder 1A3. This is the top Era 3 light tank in the newly released German line. This isn't my replay though. This is a replay sent in by IgnoLikesU from the Ace 1 clan, and there's something different about this replay. This is a mouse and keyboard replay. This is the first one I've ever featured on the channel. And I will say straight away, there's one mark on that barrel already, and based on the results I've seen from this player posted in my Discord, I can see why. And this is going to be one of those games where you'll understand why there's a one mark there already. So, the Marder 1A3. It is, if we're looking at the tiering, this is bottom of Era 3. Deciding not to shoot at the 477 there, yep, that makes sense. But this is the bottom of Era 3, so this is Tier 1 of Era 3, which puts it on par, well, it puts it in the same position as the BMP3, really. So that's the competition. The competition for this thing is the BMP3. Now, that, for me, I've never played this tank. I don't own it. It's one of the... It is the only Era 3 tank I don't own and haven't played yet, so I haven't personally got any experience, but looking at the stats, I do think that the BMP3 is being power crept out of the game slightly, because I mean, look at this gun. Finishing him off, does he fit? No. This gun is incredible. It has higher pen and it has higher alpha than the BMP3's gun, and it's got a higher rate of fire. The only thing that is balancing this thing compared to the BMP3 is that I believe the ATGMs have less alpha, but they have higher penetration. So, I mean, I think that's a slight issue, and I've said this before because there are light tanks with ATGMs in Era 2 that have higher alpha than the light tanks that we have in Era 3. And personally, I do feel that sometimes Era 3 is a downgrade on Era 2. So I haven't played, like I've said, I haven't played this one yet. I can't comment on this one, but having played the BMP3 a lot, I can tell you that I certainly think that thing is underpowered. So I'm going to have to circle back around to this topic once I have the Marder 1A3, and I will make a video stating what I actually think based on gameplay. But for now, we are witnessing some pretty incredible play here. I mean, to me, it looks like it's bouncing shots, which is unusual, so there must be some funky wargaming physics going on there with the armor. Nice ATGM there on the Weasel. That's a very good shot. And I've never played mouse and keyboard. I have no idea what kind of advantage or disadvantage you have, but from what I'm seeing here, the ability to track ATGMs more effectively is there, like you've just seen, and the ability to switch between targets rapidly is also there, which is useful if you're, well, like happened here, ATGM went out on a 477, which everybody immediately knows that's not going to do anything, and he switched to, I believe it was a Challenger 2. Anyway, that found the back end. I think that was a 477. It's 11 versus 7. He's done 13,500 damage already, and he's looks like, based on his hit points, he's 700 down, so that's probably a hit from a thumper, I would say. Challenger 1 not paying attention. This thing is rapid. It seems, this, to me, based on what I'm seeing, this looks like it's more, the hull traverse is slightly better than the BMP3. Again, I'll need to play it. Nice track on that ATGM there as well. That's, I didn't see what that was. That's oh, it's another Marder. Okay, I was going to say it's a Bradley. No, it's not a Bradley. This thing is vicious, and the reload on the ATGM seems incredibly rapid. So it's a roughly a 15-second reload on the autocannon here. And his ATGM's just gone halfway through. It's just halfway past the reload mark there. And look at this, showing off. Showing off by driving backwards, eh? Igno, what are you... 82, 83 kilometers an hour backwards. This is gonna... The ability to do this is gonna make for some interesting gameplay. Very interesting. I've got a feeling I'm gonna like this tank because that gun, that autocannon seems a lot more reliable than the BMP3's autocannon, and I can see from the bottom of the screen it's got high explosive and standard armor piercing, so there's no premium armor piercing like the BMP3 has, which is what I have fully loaded. But nonetheless, the Marder 1A3 is proving itself in this game to be an incredibly good tank, and he is sitting on 18,220 damage, and this game was recorded the day of release. So we'll have to see how the tank plays out, how people adjust to playing against it, because so far all we've had is, like I've mentioned, the BMP3. This feels a little faster, this feels a little bit more nimble than the BMP3, the gun feels a little bit more reliable. The ATGMs do less damage, although I did see him roll for 800, which, you know, the BMP3 can do that as well. Okay, I know what he's doing. He suspects the last light tank's hiding in here, which they are not. Okay, never mind. There's the last light tank, A4. Very top of the map, not going to get there. I've got a feeling whoever's up there is going to make short work of that. And, yeah, we'll pose on the rock. Pose on the rock, because why not? So there you go, guys. That is a demonstration of just how powerful the Marder 1A3 can be. MVP, 18,220 damage, 2,428 assist, checking the medals here, one marked at 73.47%, and he's got a mastery. So, that was an incredibly good game in the Marder 1A3. I've got a feeling I'm going to like this tank. But liking a tank is not the same as it fitting well into the game. That remains to be seen from my point of view anyway. I will get this tank eventually, I will play it, and I will compare it to the BMP3. But until then, I'm going to leave you with this replay. That was an incredible game. So, Ignu, well played, sir. I'm hopeful for this thing. I'm hopeful. I like what I've seen. But again, I'm going to hold off on my final judgment until I've actually played it. So, that's all I've got for this one, guys. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, if not a dislike. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.